don't have the ruchi, we don't have taste. Once we have the taste for chanting holy, once we develop that ruchi for chanting holy name, then we can be with the holy name for long. So before we develop that delight, first we have to become dutiful. So from duty to delight, that's the journey we want to cover. But how do you cover the journey? Many people say, I don't have taste, then why should I chant? How can I chant for long? But it's the other way around. When you spend more time with the holy name, when you chant longer for a longer duration, that's when taste will come out. Right? The more you chant, uh, love may Grahian Indri. Krishna, his name, his form, his pastimes, right? His his qualities for we these blood material senses cannot capture it. The bhave Grahian Indriyai. But Rupa Goswami is saying, uh, Swayam eva smurti adu. What you need to do as you engage your senses, and especially when you engage your tongue in chanting the holy name, what will happen? Smurti adu. That taste for chanting the holy name will come out. That taste to be able to be with Krishna. So it takes a lot of purity, right, to be chanting for a long time. But we should find that, times like these, days like this, events like this, situations we should create around us where we can actually take out time for chant for a long duration. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially put forth and he glorified Srila Haridas Thakur. Hmm. Srila Haridas Thakur was chanting how many rounds? 192. 192 rounds in a month, right? In a day. Every day. Imagine 21, 22 hours, that much time it takes if to chant 192 rounds. But just be with holy name, you really need taste for it if you want to chant that long. Even chanting 64 rounds. Like I was mentioning the other day, Sri Bhakti Thakur would say that if you do not chant 64 rounds, then you must be an animal. Right? Animal is rolling around crazy. What is the purpose of life? Whatever is they don't know. Right? And our Bhakti Guru Bhagavad Maharaj, one of the sannyasi in ISKCON, he said, my realization is so Bhasan Thakur said, if you do not chant 64 rounds every day, then you must be an animal. He said, if you chant 64 rounds, your first one realization will be that I am the animal. I am the animal only. And when you chant 64 rounds, you realize, oh, I'm so animal. I'm so right. So, so the common misunderstanding is if I don't have taste, why should I chant more? Right? But Rupa Goswami said the more you chant, the more you develop taste for it, right? So in our day-to-day life, also we find that practical, you find that repeated contact, right? When you have repeated contact, it produces competence. The more repetitive, right? Like when an athlete trains for the first time and running, it's not easy. But then when you see the same athlete running for the 100 meters race in an Olympic event, see, how is he or she able to run? But they have practiced a lot, right? Repeated contact, right? When a student, especially, I was yesterday with the Ramapul Prabhu, he started studying medicine. I was asking her, how you could memorize so much, so many words and so many terms and so many things? She simply told me, you continuously study hours and hours we put, then it just becomes so easy, part of it. We can seeing the patient, we can write a whole, a big 3, 4 pages, we can write why, how did that happen? It's simply right. So learning music, when we try to learn music, right? We laugh at our own, playing the way we play the instrument initially, we laugh at ourselves. But then the same person becomes a pro. What happens is simply repeated contact, right? So what happens? Competence produces appreciation for the same activity, right? So repeated contact will bring competence. Competence will bring appreciation. and appreciation of it comes into taste. So when we are chanting for a long duration like this, it continues. Right? It continues in chant, then we find the competence will come. That we'll be able to chant. And that competence only will bring appreciation for that activity. Chanting is so nice. Right? Otherwise, we feel, oh, it's so boring. Once again, I have to chant. Why did the sunrise? Change. Why is this activity part of the emotional service? Everything else seems so nice, right? But and every morning we chant, right? So uh Sri Rupa Goswami, he gives there are 9 stages of bhakti. Right? Alok Shraddha, Sadhu Sangal, Bhajana Priya, Anantya Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. What do we want to attain? We want to attain love of God, Prema. But where does it begin? Adav Shraddha. Faith, some faith on spiritual path, on spiritual knowledge, faith in Guru, faith in Krishna, faith in God, Adav Shraddha. When we come with that, when we have that little faith, then the most important thing that is needed is sadhu sangha, association of like-minded devotees, like-minded spirituals. And when that association is there, together what should they do in association? Bhajan are great. They do bhajan, right? They do chanting, right? This is the dharma for this age. Kritikadhyaya ko Vishnu Tretayam Vishnu Makai. Dvapare Parichayaya Kalota Dhrisankita. So there are 4 yugas. You all know which are there are 4 yugas. Time is divided into 4 yugas. Like we have morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Right? So similarly, well, you know, 4 yugas are Samkhya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali. And now Satyuga is going on, right? Yes. Satyuga, right? No? Then which yuga? Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is the best of all ages. It's the worst because we are around. Because we are around it has to be worst of the ages. Huh? So the scriptures tell us how the Satyuga was the best for spirituality. Anything spiritual, Satyuga was best. Then from Satyuga, 20, let's say it was 100% spirituality, 100%, you know, it's Satyuga. By the time it was Dwapar Yuga, it it reduced by 25%. So Treta Yuga, 25%, Dwapar Yuga, 20, another 25%, and Kali Yuga, how much is remaining? Just 25% is remaining. So in Satyuga, whoever lived in Satyuga, for them 100%, whatever they had, no, it's not mine. It belongs to God. It belongs to Krishna. सब भूमि गोपाल मेरा 1000 स्क्वायर फुट छोड़ सब कुछ भगवान का है तो अपना क्या सब कुछ तो भगवान का है मेरा 1000 स्क्वायर फुट पे देखते करें but in Satyuga the understanding was 100% everything belongs to God but when it came to Treta Yuga 25% production so what would people do they would go to an open ground with all their wealth they would make a circle they would draw a circle on the ground and all their wealth they would throw in the air. Whatever falls within the circle belongs to God. If anything falls outside, belongs to me. 25% reduction. Then came the Dwapar Yuga. Now people would go again 25% reduction. So how much is remaining now? 50%. Now people would go to the ground, an open ground. They would draw a line. They would throw all their wealth in the air. Whatever falls on the right side belongs to God, and whatever falls on the left side belongs to me. Now, Kalinga, only 25% is remaining, right? So people go to the ground, they draw a line. So they throw all their money in the air. Whatever God can catch belongs to him. And whatever falls on the ground. Right? So, so different ages because spirituality, right? Activity is reducing. So accordingly, the method also is different. The most difficult was Treta Yuga. So the most difficult was Satyuga. I'm sorry. Krite Dhayato Vishnu going to the forest, like Dhruva Maharaj. He went to the forest for meditation. Very difficult. If you read towards austerities, people have to do this to attain God. Yes. If you go to the Vishwamitra going and performing meditation, right? Satyuga. Then came the Treta Yuga. Right? So, how many of you are there in Satyuga? From there, why do you want you there? Just because that's what we feel like that we have been there all the time. We just forget, and because of our because we do not practice what we should be practicing, and that's why we keep on. See, most of the point goes to that's why you should have been always around, and you are not liberated yet. That means you must be there. Must have been there, right? So, with every age, right, with now 100% spirituality of them, and difficult path was given. ध्यान to Vishnu, perform meditation on Lord Vishnu. Tretayam Niltomaki, then begin the Yajna process. Any evidence for it? Any evidence? Anybody who was doing meditation before and then did Yajna in the next stage was alive around that much time? Scriptural evidence. Dasharat Maharaj was there in Satyuga. Dasharat Maharaj did Yajna, Uttara Kamishri Yajna. Somebody was around. I have already given that. I have already answered. Vishwamitra, he was performing meditation before it is for break his meditation. Apsaras were sent. But now when the age is changed, he comes to Dashrath Maharaj and says, I want now. For what?
Doing it.
Ma is being obstructed by these demons. To kill these demons, I need help. I want Ram. See, now because the Yuga has changed, he is doing the next level process. That is Yajna. Now, Dwapari Paricharyaya. In Dwapar Yuga, the process is was. See, process was elaborate deity worship. Like huge temples. Elaborate. Even now, if you go to Tirupati Balaji or if you go to Srinagar, such worship is going on. Not practically not India, all the temples are now broken and the meaning of. Right? But South India, you can even now see the remnants of it. Right? So Dapali Paricharyaya and Kalunka Hari Sankirtana. In Kaliuga, the process is the chanting of the Hrim. So now when the process is given, how much time are you giving to a day to apply that process in your life? That will determine the success. How much time are you able to offer? The process is the simplest. If ever our mind says it is so difficult to move the mala, it means not difficult. It's not difficult. What is difficult is our mind. Right? Our mind doesn't the taste is not there. All the taste for everything material is so much very natural taste for any material activity. Doesn't nobody needs to inspire me there. But for spiritual, 25% taste remaining. Okay? So Adam Shraddha Sadhu Sangha. So when we come in association, what should we do? We should do to inspire each other to perform bhajan. Right? If we come in association, once again we do some thought that could have happened anyways, otherwise also. That defeats our own purpose. So when we come to the temple, we should be able to find ourselves and sit with devotees. Are we able to discuss Krishna? Are we able to invite another to come? Let us sit and chant. Let us sit and read something. Let us sit and talk about Krishna. And that's pure. So sadhu sangha. What will happen? What should happen? Sadhu sangha is bhajana. You should do your spiritual practices. Bhajana kriya. What will perform bhajan? Then what will happen? Anartha nivritti. Whatever is anartha, the unwanted things in the heart, right? The lust, the anger, the pride, greed, envy, anartha nivritti will happen when you perform bhajan. Right? After anartha nivritti, what will happen? You will get love of God. After anartha nivritti, what will happen? Nishtha. What is Nishtha? For what? Determination for bhajan. Earlier, your bhajan was intermittent, getting disturbed because of anarthas. Trial ago, anarthas, most anarthas will be gone at the stage of. Now, Nishtha means determination to perform bhajan. Right? Like, in Lynwood, the programs that we conduct, how many participants are there generally? We can, if we have any database for it, generally, like people say some number, those who are very talented, cultivated, should be around few hundreds. 50 to 70, 70. We can see today how many have got the determination. Let me sit and chant. Sit at one place and just chant Nishtha, determination. Right? And determination also means Nishtha, also means firm faith. Now, no situation in personal life, any situation in this world, nothing can budge this person from practicing Krishna consciousness. Fixed. No matter what happens in life, chanting will not stop. Association will not stop. Practice will not stop. That is Nishtha. And after Nishtha comes the stage that we're talking about, which is taste will come. Right? Earlier, you were still supposed, you were pushing yourself. Wake up. It is so difficult. Right? हर रोज सुबह लगता है जमाना का गाना था कहीं को बचते नहीं आता नहीं लगा गाना लगता you have to put the alarm क्या है उसका गलत होता है but they say the taste is there you will wake up even before the alarm rings yes I have to chant the best part of my day is when I'm with the people when I'm with the holy that is taste the natural taste yeah I have time with me what do I do come on let me chant right? That's just so naturally when you go towards the mobile phone Instagram WhatsApp there's a taste for it right? So just 2 years back, these apps were not there. Just continuous usage of it. You start deriving pleasure from it. Like, so the Urupa was slowly saying, you have to wait till the time when she comes. You have to wait means don't do anything. No. Spend more time with the holy name. Spend more time in bhajan. As you spend more time with the holy name, the natural taste will awaken once again. Right? So when we chant the breathing, one should not, we should not think, oh, when I'm, chanting the round, when I'm moving the mala, what's happening? If only the counter is going down, and you feel a bucket or drop, like when you feel what is happening when I drop, fall into the bucket, you know, we find within some time the bucket is full, or drop, and drop. And they say, uh, एक uh, there's a cartoon that would come on Doordarshan. एक खिचड़ी या अनेक खिचड़ी एक और एक बनते का one and one becomes ten. So when we chant, right? Uh, when we feel like when I go to the gym, what happened today? No difference in me. But after 6 months, physical strength, your muscles are built up. So similarly, when we chant every day, the mind will put this down. What's happening? Wait, wait. The holy name is having its effect. And so Prabhupada would say, what have I done? Many times people would ask, Swamiji, what is your miracle? All Swamis show miracle. And Prabhupada would say, my devotees are my miracle. Look at this, what were they and what have they become? And sometimes our parents or our friends, they will only say, you're so nasty. How are you doing? You know everything about it. What happened to you? How have you become like this? What did we do? We simply chanted the holy name. It's the dharma of this age. Right? So we are conducting programs like this is where we have continuous, for a long time we chant, is that the more time we spend for the dharma for this age, right? What will happen? Our hearts will transform. So the sixth canto, first chapter, 19th verse, there's a nice verse. Sakritma Krishna Padar Jitayo Nivesitam Tad Gunaraviyeha Nateyamam Pashapitascha Tadbhata Swapni Vipashyanti Chira Nishkritaha. Shukadeva Goswami is saying, Sakrimana, Sakri means even once. Sakrimana Krishna Padar Vidayo. Even if once you focus your mind on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Viveshitam, right? Tat Punaragi Yaitaha. If you are attached to, you get attached to the qualities of Krishna, what will happen? You will get completely freed from all sinful reactions because they have thus accepted the true method of atonement. Shukdev Goswami begins Ajami's pastime like this. Sakrin, once if you will. He gives the whole pastime of Ajami, and at the end of the pastime, he once again says a similar verse. Once he chanted the name of Narayan, and not even his the son of the name of his son. He did not even chant the name of God as Narayan. He chanted the name of his son. But even that once chanting of Narayan, what happened? Ajami achieved. Ajami could go back to God. Mriyamana Hare Nama. Mriyamana means he was on the deathbed. At that time, Hare Nama Ghanan. He chanted the name of Hari, but this name was Putra Upacharitam. He was calling out his son. Ajamilo Api Agadnama. He summarized the whole pastime. The whole thing began with even once if you remember Krishna, so powerful. Right? And then at the end he's saying, at the point of death, Ajamil chanted the name Kim Uta Shraddhaya Ghana. Shukdev Goswami says, if unknowingly he chanted the name of Narayan, and the benefit was he went back to audit. But if you chant the same holy name with faith, Shraddha, Kim Uta Shraddhaya Ghana, what will happen? So how many of you, uh, if you are given an option of dirty water and pure water, right? Which one do you choose? Pure water. How many of you choose quantity over quality? Quality. When you're chanting the holy name, quality comes only after quantity. Imagine if Srila Prabhupada would not have given 16 rounds of chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. How many rounds could we chant? Everyone claims themselves to be a Hindu, a spiritualist. Oh, we are aware of Rama and Krishna and Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita. How many are chanting? It was not instituted by Srila Prabhupada that you have to chant 16 rounds every day. What would we do? We would hardly chant. They are not chanting. Now Krishna is saying in the Gita, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. What does it mean? Satat means always, constant, all the time. Means 24 hours you should chant the holy name. This is Krishna's expectation. How many people have commented on Bhagavad Gita? And how many of these commentaries talk about chanting the holy name? They're not able to pick it up. What is Lord Chaitanya saying? Kirtaniya Sada Hari. What does it mean? Always. Sada means all the time. 24 hours you chant. Now, what is Prabhupada told us? How many rounds to chant? 16. And 16 rounds takes how much time? Is it a good concession? Solid concession. At least every day when we sit and chant 16 rounds, we should feel I'm doing very less. Now, what is Krishna's expectation? What is Lord Chaitanya's expectation? Srila Prabhupada's mercy is he has made it very less. But we should not just remain with the least amount of, at least we should want to do it more. The more we chant, right? Days like this, like Ekadashi, days like this when devotees can come together and we can take the same medicine, the same process, if we can intensify, right? So you'll find when you chant more and when you especially chant with devotees, you'll find next day morning 16 rounds will be like a cakewalk. So easy. But another few days, and once again, you feel like climbing a mountain would have been easy. But chanting is so difficult. Like, and the only realization devotees have is after 16 hours, hang that big box. Hang it. I don't know. See that. Next morning, rotate with my bag either. Right? So, I, and you will find those who are not chanting and they come to the temple or you meet them and they begin chanting. Even those who chant 1 round or 2 rounds, they start saying, I'm feeling so nice. I haven't said Bhagavan. I had so many things I felt I could not do. I never do. When we see 1 or 2 rounds can do that. When 16 rounds when you're chanting every day, it is having effect. Imagine 64 rounds if we sit and chant together, what will the effect? Hmm? So, uh, so Lord Chaitanya, now Akari Bahuda, Nijas Sarva Shaktis. What has Lord Chaitanya done? He has invested all his energies in the holy name. So if you want to charge yourself spiritually, will depend on how much you plug yourself in for how long, right? So the longer duration of chanting does help, right? So we should not feel, oh, it's just another thing that we're doing. No, we're applying the principle for this age, the dharma for this age, and prolonged chanting will also have a effect on Shravata Swagatha Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana. What will be the benefit? Shravata, if we hear the holy name, Hridayantastohi Abhadrani. All the Abhadrani, all the Abhadra in the heart will go on. But can they come back? Again, the Abhadras can come back, the dirty things can come back. Yes. This was Vidhunoti. Dhunoti, they could have just said Vidhunoti. Dhunoti means you wash your clothes, but they again can become dirty. But Vidhunoti means especially chanting of holy name, what will happen? One is trying to chant attentively, offenselessly, all these anarthas cannot come back in. Right? So, so just as when we plant a seed, the seed will not become a tree or the seed will not start bearing fruits. The seed will turn into a sapling, a plant, leaves and fruits, right? Similarly, uh, what will happen as we chant, gradually the love of God develops in our heart, right? And we can intensify that process by increasing our, connection with the holy name as much as we chant. So we should not think, quality should precede quantity. No, it's the other way around. First quantity. So when Srila Prabhupada asked what should we focus on? Quality or quantity? When I chant, I don't feel like I'm chanting properly. Better, 16 rather than chanting 16 rounds. If I chant one good quality round, is it beneficial? Prabhupada said no. First quantity, and that quantity will bring quality. And that quantity is not just number game. The quantity is how much nice quality, time we have spent with holy name. Right? So the quantity, if it's there, and that's why Prabhupada quantified it to 16 rounds. So, uh, so many people they die while sleeping. Right? If we see the statistics for last night, so many may not have even woken up to see today's day. But if we are seeing today's day, that means God is giving another 24 hours to us. That means Krishna has invested another 24 hours in us for to us. Right? If Krishna starts asking, what is my ROI? What is ROI? Return on investment. So Krishna gave you 24 hours. How much time have you given back in the day? What time can you claim that as Krishna, I did this for you, that's the chanting time. Because Krishna is in Dharma, what is saying is to chant the holy name. If you are standing in front of Krishna and Krishna asks you, so what is my ROI? Today, when we chant for a longer time, you can see Krishna, I'm giving you more ROI. I'm returning you more. So 16 rounds is good for every day when we chant. But chanting holy name for a longer duration, we're also pleasing Krishna more. Right? So, uh, so our prayer should not be that Krishna, please give me the taste to chant the holy name. We should pray, Krishna, please give me the capacity to chant for longer time. Things will automatically come. Right? So we should not say, Krishna, please purify my heart. Purification is a byproduct. Our prayer should be, Krishna, give me the capacity. Krishna, give me the association where I get the inspiration to chant. I was finished with this. That's why you find, if you read Parikshit Maharaj, what was Parikshit Maharaj's prayer in the first canto? He says, I want association of sincere devotees. What do devotees do when they come together? मच्चित्ता मत्कत प्राण बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. Another devotee in Bhagavatam is Dhritarashtra. Right? What is Dhritarashtra's prayer before dying? Before his about four verses he recites. And these four verses are considered just, you know, so the Gopi Geet is the topmost prayers that the gopis offer. And the second level is Dhritarashtra's prayers. And Dhritarashtra also, gopis also surely, but Dhritarashtra especially, he prays to the Lord, please give me birth again. For what? So I want to associate with your devotees and I want to chant the holy name. When Hanuman, was called for, Lord Ram's Rajya Abhishek is done. Right? He's sitting there on the throne and everyone is coming one by one and taking blessings. And when Hanuman's turn came, Hanuman said, let me remain in this world till the time Ramayana will be, recited. That was one instance. And even when Lord Ram decided, I've decided I want to go back to my abode now, Saket Dham. Again, Hanuman was called for. Hanuman said, I don't want to come. I want to remain chanting the name. And I want to remain in this world till the time Ramayana will be chanted and heard. Right? So those were our test of our sincerity is if we have full faith, the dharma of this age is to chant the name of God. And how much are we to apply ourselves to chanting of holy name? And especially on days like this, how much capacity have we developed? We should check, test our capacity to be with holy name, to chant the holy name for a longer duration. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Srila Prabhupada ki
Krishna, let's welcome his guest guy. Can I say Lynwood WA? Hare Hare. So his guest guy will have been preaching around Maharashtra, multiple centers around the care. In Pune, especially like beautiful temples in Vishakhapatnam town area. Next to that is a tower that is just for devotees. So it's a beautiful project that just started this Bhagavad class where 20 people were attending. This was 2040. Then what I noticed was the class, it was becoming a house full. The host bought a new flat, bigger flat, the living room, and it was becoming a house full. So he broke down the walls. It was becoming a house full. And that is where we had to go to gym and YMCA type of facility. It was COVID time. So that was acquired as a temporary temple. And now we're here 10 minutes coming.
the whole idea is that all these commercial devotees, 104 families, non-families, everyone will come together in temple hall. And every morning chants 16 rounds together.
Hallelujah. And the secret part is all the prasadam becomes a daily. that in the temple kitchen. So Mataji don't have to do. Focus only on the teaching and services. Basic question. And chat. So today's retreat would like to offer it for the prayers of another Amaguru, who is our congregation member, who is heart surgeon. And with that, if you move, my district function that where it's secure environment and we can focus on doing in the association of is a student who has real taste of science. Usually he likes to close his eyes and complete 64 markers. And I hijacked the agenda. I said it needs to be congregation friendly, so we have facilitation of everything combined. So at lunchtime they will plan. After that, Hariom should go this coming and he will take us through a journey of sisters with the sound music and Bolivia. With that, I think at the end of the day, please report your rounds back to somebody who you know. So if it is UWT, please report it back to say what is about to. And with the new team, please report it back to the Maharashtra Coalition. We keep a tab of all of this. Hare Krishna. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we check. Something in the plastic. Yeah, it's coming. There's something. Reaction.